But it's a good start, absolutely. 80 points higher on the Nifty, 23,031. The Sensex is starting about 75,642. That's about 230 points in the green as well. So this is, a pretty solid start as far as the market is concerned. The mid-cap index is up about 1/3%. And I think you've got the small-cap index, which is also starting up. So, one question which we'll put to Conrad in just a bit is, again, very near term. We'll talk about the slightly longer term as well, but near term, what is the best way to get exposure to play a positive electoral outcome, or is that already in the price in that sense? But for now, it's a solid start with 65 points above 23,000 on the Nifty. But it's all about stocks. Sonia has got that. Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. So, for the index, right, what's really helping with the last couple of days is the Bank Nifty. So, I'm looking at the Bank Nifty here, once again participating quite a bit. It's 128 points in the green this morning. And HDFC Bank is the one that has really been participating in the last couple of days. So, let's take a look at that. 0.5% higher on HDFC Bank this morning. It's above the 200 DMA. We've seen large delivery-based buying. There's almost 3,000 crores of delivery buying in the last 2 days in HDFC Bank. So keep an eye out on this one. Divis Labs is the other one that I'm looking at. 2.5% higher, post a strong set of numbers. The margins for Divis Labs are above 30% for the first time after 5 quarters. Jefferies has also raised their target price on the stock, but it's still below the current market price. So a lot of perhaps brokerages are late in the game there. Aurobindo Pharma is the other one. The results have beat estimates. The revenues are up 17%. Margins actually 100 basis points higher than what the street was estimating. I'm also looking at Bosch. Decent set of earnings coming through this time around. The margins are above 13% for the second quarter in a row, although the top line growth has been in low single digits. But Bosch is now climbing fast, 3.5% higher on that stock. On the flip side, Nazara Tech is the one that is slightly disappointing, down about 2% odd. Revenues are down 8%. EBITDA is down about 85% year on year. So something has really gone wrong with Nazara Tech. The profits, remember, are aided by higher other income. So the street definitely doesn't like the fact that there is contracting EBITDA for Nazara Tech. The other stock I'm looking at is Ashok Leyland this morning. As you heard, the management commentary was very positive. Citi has a buy. They've raised their target price to 245. Jefferies has a hold, but they have raised their target price to 205. So brokerages are bullish on Ashok Leyland, and management was also quite sanguine. And the other stock I'm looking at is Glenmark Pharma. They are targeting a double-digit profit growth in FY25, and they are targeting an EBITDA margin at 19%. So Glenmark Pharma also looking pretty good. But let's get back to the overall market. This is good. The fact that after a big rally last week, the market is holding on to 23,000, led largely by the Bank Nifty, which is up 140 points. So over to you guys, looking like a decent start.
Well, that's right, Sonia. Bosch is the big one, up close to around 4.5% as we speak. And, from the FNO pack itself, you have Hindustan Copper. That one, well, valuation-wise, it's out of back, trading at more than 100 times. So that's on a trailing basis. The margins are around 40%. The street likes that. HCC, that came out with its set of numbers. That's coming for a bit of a pullback, down close to around 3%. One of the top volume movers on the downside in today's trading session. So HCC down 4%. IQ Lighting. Those numbers are very, very disappointing. This is one of the recent IPOs. The critical point out there was the EBITDA margins contracted by close to around 400 basis points. Came in at around 18%. That compares with around 22%. And from the peak, I think the stock is nearly half. Kochi Shipyard is flying away though. They reported an EBITDA of around 280 crores. That compared with an EBITDA loss. So the street likes that. You have Moscow Dock as well. That's up close to around 6%. So that one is well gaining big time. Forgings, I'm not sure what's the piece of news out here, but that one is up close to around 10%. The street has been talking about this valuation gap with Bharat Forge, but that one today is up close to around 12%. So that's one of the big gainers today. Johnson Hitachi, well, for the second day running, that stock is up close to around 10% as we speak. So big up move is what we're seeing. And on the flip side, your Best Agro, that stock is down close to around 6%. It's nearly half of what it was just around 12 months or so ago. Prashant, what else?
So it's once again a repeat of what we saw broadly. If you want to see where volumes are, where the price is moving, it's PSUs. Without a doubt, it's PSUs. The CPSE index was up 6% last week, beg your pardon, with a holiday thrown in, right? So in 4 days, 6% gain on that index, and it's that space again. So look at this. Cochin Shipyard, biggest volume-led gainer, 7%. There's RVNL, which is up 6%. Mazgaon Dock is up 5%. Bharat Dynamics is up, BDL is up 4%. IREDA is up 4%. These have got some of the largest volumes. That is Garden Reach, another shipbuilder, is up 3%. RCF is up about 7% or so. There is, I mean, that kind of concludes the list of the biggest volume-led gainers as far as what's coming up. And of course, some of the earnings reactions you guys talked about, Torrent Pharma, and there is Affle, which reported numbers. Inox Wind has got about 6% gains. We'll be speaking with Suzlon a little later on the back of their numbers and outlook going forward. On the downside, Adani Group stocks are up about 20-25% in short order going into these over the last couple of weeks. Actually, Enterprises is down 2%. It's got large volumes on it. There is Karnataka Bank, which is down about 3%. EIH Hotels, Zaggle is coming up with about a 2.5% cut as well. So it's quieter on the downside. Bulk of what is happening on the upside with decent sized volumes.
Just one or two more stocks. Nazara Tech, there's some news flow that the founder, Mithir Infotech, has sold almost 6.5% stake via the block deal. We had just flashed that a while back. The founder's stake sale is to the existing investor, Plutus. So, that's an additional reason. Of course, the numbers are also weak for Nazara Tech. The revenues have fallen. Margins are under pressure, and now the founder has sold some stakes. So that's one stock I'm looking at. The other one on the upside is Exide. There are multiple brokerages that have raised their target price on Exide. Morgan Stanley has raised it to 567. Nomura has raised it to 589. So that's another stock that I'm looking at. And then you have the entire defense space, which was a big mover last week. Once again, all of these defense stocks, whether it's, you have something like a BEL fresh high there, Mazgaon Dock fresh high, Astra Micro fresh high, Garden Reach Shipbuilders fresh high. So this is one space that has been doing really well.